Maintenance of chainsaws. Hopefully a very quick video. This is an MS362. It's not very old, but this is going to show you what happens if you don't do your maintenance. This is why I picked this saw out, for checking. See the issue here, chain tension is way too loose, and if you actually look at the cutters, see there's material caked on them and caked on the chain. This is a sign that your chain is blunt. You should have stopped by now before this build-up occurred and sharpened it, because your chain should stay sharp. And you can see on this cutter here that there's build-up of material actually in the gullet as well as on the top plate, and you can actually see that it's completely blunt. So this desperately needs a sharpen. It's the same with all of them on both sides. See it? And this has contributed to extra wear on the chain because it's been forced to cut blunt, and wear on the bar. When the bar comes from the factory, it's nicely painted like this, and there underneath the paint there's blue coloration where the bar rails have been heat treated. That's to make them hard but not brittle. But if you look here, you can see that there's a lot of different blue colours. When they come from the factory, this blue will be even and will stop about at the base of the bar groove. But here it's cooked the paint off. You can see it here, where someone's been mostly cutting here and also on the tip. So there's many different colours of blue. It's been heated and cooled and heated and cooled, and this makes the bar brittle if it cools really fast, or if it cools slowly it makes it soft, so wear is accentuated. If you get a screwdriver, see that? There's a big burr all the way along, and that and the bluing has been caused by repeated use with the chain blunt. Here we have the start of erosion on the nose, and that is caused by the chain being slack. So whoever's been running this saw has been running it blunt repeatedly and slack. If you run your chain slack, it is more likely to jump the rails. If it jumps the rails, you're more likely to get hurt. And if you run it blunt, of course, more signs here, you're working harder than you need to, because you'll be pushing on the saw to force it to cut. Saw should cut if you're cutting directly down under its own weight at all times. If you're doing your felling cuts, you shouldn't have to push on the saw. It should pull itself across the tree if you're cutting horizontally, and should pull itself down into your diagonal cut of your felling cut. It's not actually too bad under here. Sometimes the saws come in and they're completely gunged up. We're looking for rock here, and we haven't got it. But this needs to be removed, and it needs to be greased, because this is the clutch drum bearing, and that's a weak point of wear on these saws, especially if it's repeatedly used with the chain blunt, which creates a lot of dust here, which soaks up any oil that's spare from oiling the chain, that's supposed to get into here and under here and lubricate the bearing. That's why it's a weak point, because it's starved of lubrication. Used to be there was a hole in the end here, and you could introduce grease. Take the top off. Oh, this is actually nice. This is nice and clean. But every day you should be doing this. Nice clean flat surface. Taking your nice clean, apparently, filter, which isn't very old, and doing that. See the amount of crap that's coming out? And keep doing that until it's clean. We've got a workshop here. There's an airline, and you can use that working into this corner here, so all this crap doesn't get all over you and all over the workshop. And wear eye protection and preferably a respirator to avoid inhaling all this material, and you can blow your air filter out. And there's a way to blow it out. If that's the blowgun, don't blow straight down into it. Blow along this way and along that way, so it's very oblique, and blow outwards from the centre to finish. And you can clean in here, clean all this material out with the blowgun with the air filter in place. If you take the air filter off to clean it, you'll end up with crap in the intake, which will go into the saw and accelerate the wear. As you said, this is a fairly new saw. Right, that's it for daily maintenance of the saw. And of course, maintaining your chain and bar is not done once a day, it's done continually. I hope that was useful. Remember I said that running your chain bagging off the bar is more likely to allow it to come off. Here we can see signs of the chain trying to come off. These buffers are here to help guide the chain on its return run and its outward run, and they should be smooth all the way over. And here we have signs that a chain has been off. Nearly new casing on a nearly new saw. You see that? And that was only visible once I cleaned everything off. Right, the bluing on the bar is a surface deposit only. It's basically caused by different states of oxidation or oxidation of the surface of the steel. So with a little light polishing you can remove it. And that's what's happened here. I've taken off the burrs on the bar with a smooth flap disc on an angle grinder, and you can see the witnesses where it has been blue. And if it gets hot again, it'll re-blue. And on this side, you can see I've taken more off. Got it? Good. And this has now got a nice new chain, and you can see the difference in sharpness. You can't actually see this edge. And there, look. I cut me thumbnail!